Hi everyone, it's Elia and welcome to RegeLens AI platform, and I'm gonna explain in this video about its latest advancements. So the platform, if you didn't see the earlier video, the idea is that it would be a decision intelligence platform that helps companies to transform how they can navigate and get actionable insights about complex sustainable business or technology development related challenges, for example. And I will go through today some of the updates in the UI and explain conceptually a bit more like how the quantification and how the analysis on the background actually works. And latest, I would like to point out that now the platform is able to take in not only the textual description of the challenge, but also it can take in tabular data, unstructured data in form of PDF, and there are several Synefin framework specific databases orchestrated on the background, which are chosen based on the form of the data and identified context of the challenge. So if you didn't see earlier video, I just want to scroll down and give you the understanding that this is based on this Dave Snowden's Synefin framework in a way that's where the identification of the data points start. And the idea is that you can filter them out based on whether they are in the tech, sustainability, or business domains and get actionable insights on identifying them. So there are confidence scores calculated. You can drill into them like to understand better how they are calculated, and I will explain it in a while. But the point is that it's giving you basically the metrics of where it's based, when it was last updated, which are known factors, which are the unknown factors, and which based on those are the recommended actions forward. And from here in the KPI dashboard, you can see what is the domain confidence of the challenge at hand, how it's classified. In this case, this is complex, and the idea is here that you would give like suggestions on what data to add to improve the confidence, or move it towards, for example, a complicated domain for more clarity and control on the situation. There are metrics on the technology readiness, and the idea would be that you could just add and enhance data to improve on these market readiness, technology readiness, and about the sustainability. The most important thing is, I think, that this is integrated with CSRD, TCFD, science-based targets, and many others, in order that the companies could get like actionable insights on improve, whether it's about circular economy practices, sustainable development related perspectives, regenerative business practices, so to say. And the idea is that you can drill down to how these scorings are done and get like suggestions on the areas for improvement. And then there is also a breakdown section of the recommendations about the decisions, actions on different domains, and now also there is this like section for implementation roadmap. So the AI generates these suggestions by itself, like which it would recommend, but the idea is that user can of course take them to their own like custom plan and roadmap and edit them further. But I'm kind of scrolling these through now because I also want to tell about how this is quantified. And now the Agentic framework is so that there are 4 different agents. One is Mistral, focusing more on like the EU compliance related aspects. The master orchestrator is the Claude's Opus model, and then there is DeepSeek's reasoning model for all the quantifying aspects and the computational aspects of the platform for the calculations, because it's optimized specifically for that. And then there is the GPT for generating the textual and analyzing the textual content related aspects. That this was like a great simplification, but to put it short. And then you can drill into the analysis confidence, what it consists of, where the source is for the data. Here I added various sources of data from ERPs to financial metrics and many others, which it bases these confidence metrics on. And about the context coverage, it also relies, as you can see here, about from the sources. I think it would be nice to click here and go exactly where it's extracting these from, but it's basically listing also the external data sources where it's basing these like context coverage metrics, as you can see here. And you can see the overall very simplified version of the calculation method too. Of course, there is many improvement to be done, and here you can basically, about the improvement suggestions, you can click here and add them to your improvement plan. And you can see also the agent consistency separately, about the alignment between the 4 agents and how they are basically coming to a consensus about the analysis. Then the data validation cross-reference across the databases, because there are several for different kinds of data. Time series analysis, and of course here it would also refer to the similar analysis that the user has historically done. And then like basically overall assessment about the how to like that there would be improvement potential in the data completeness and the context coverage. These are of course not complete, all of these, but giving you an overall idea of where this is going, hopefully, and giving you ideas. And before I finish, I think I just want to explain like where these metrics are more or less based on. So there is the front-end layer, which is built with React, so it provides the chat interface and all these real-time visualizations, very shortly put. And then there is also the backend layer, which consists of the Fast API and the Python's Agentic framework, which are orchestrating basically this hierarchical multi-agent system. So the orchestrator is the well, like I explained you before, and the data layer is basically orchestrating different databases in each of the domain. In Clear, they are for the structured data, like PostgreSQL and stuff, and then when we go towards more complex domain, there is also Milvus, Neo4j and various others that are helping to identify the vectorings and the patterns in the unstructured data as well. And then there is also Redis for fast catching of the data, so to manage the session and the historical learnings and the context and the document processing between the sections. Well, what makes this special is that the data flows goes seamlessly through this kind of like server sent events, so it gives you live updates as the analysis progresses, or if you want to incrementally add more data. And basically when you describe the situation in the chat interface here, basically the request then the request triggers the multi-agent orchestrator, which coordinates the 8 different specialized agents working in parallel actually, but there is 4 models at play. So you can think of it as a team of expert consultants analyzing your challenge simultaneously from different point of views. Basically, I would say the hierarchical agent system here is the key point. So basically, from classifying your situation with the Sinofin framework to analyzing the technology readiness, sustainability impact, and business feasibility is basically based on the orchestration of these agents. And there are 2 also more scientific algorithms here. The Array CAS, the robust and causal analysis system, which evaluates like the cause and effect relationships and the system robustness. And then there is the FREIDA, So it's basically proprietary framework that analyzes 12 critical factors across 6 dimensions. I'm not going there now, but let's put it shortly that it's one of the go-to framework for agentic decision making about basically voting of each agent. And they basically examine fundamental complexity, relational interdependencies, environmental volatility, information quality, decision urgency, and so to say. And just to put it in very simple terms, basically the technology analyst evaluates the readiness levels from 1 to 9, which is a very known framework that identifies whether these identified innovations are incremental or breakthrough, and estimates what could be a realistic timeline to implement them. Then there is like sustainability analyst, which goes beyond the basic ESG metrics in a way that it also assessed the regenerative potential and circular economy potential, and maps out the alignment with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals, as I showed here. Then there is also the risk assessor, which seems not to have identified any points here. I'm not sure what could be there. But I think the transparency here is the most important, that I want to bring more and more metrics so users can drill down to the analysis confidence, how it consists of in terms of the data completeness, context coverage, and more like actionable strategic insights, which users can put in a timeline and actually take into practice, and get them like clear timeline, deliverables, success metrics, and dependencies, and most importantly, iterate on the data to make it like better and better. Well, and what makes this truly different? I would say that it's the combination of how the agents are used, and as well as how the Sinefin framework is applied on a scientific foundation, and with like peer-reviewed algorithms that are in use here and are definitely recognized as best practices in the industry. And then there is the real-time streaming analysis that gives you that users can basically iterate on and make it more specific, and also just like emphasizing the systemic complexity of the decisions that organizations are making. So I think it's never about just technology or just business or just sustainability aspects, but we need to come to a synthesis and to a conclusion, to an integrated conclusion about these different aspects. And this is where we are coming to, and hopefully I can bring more and more actionable insights with this platform. And I would be happy to hear from anybody, like of the use cases you identify for these, or if you would like to be a part of the testing group in the future, I would be happy to hear from you. So thanks.